Hello everyone. It's been a long time since I last recorded, so I've learned so much um, in this game, and I've also have a lot to still learn. I try not to use online sources to find out tricks and cheats and things. I want to do my best to stumble across things as organically and naturally as possible. Of course, this game is so deeply layered. There's no way to learn everything without a little bit of hints and cheating, but I try to do my best. That way it's more enjoyable to discover all these new and weird things in this game. So here is one of the latest villages I've discovered. As you can see, I've added my own ugly brick building. My friend says it's a container style, and she's right. There's one thing in the last year or so that Minecraft has done is they've added these huge villages that sprawl and make them very difficult to defend in times of pillager raids. So I do these little things like these fences to keep mobs out, and you can see some tamed llamas here with storage boxes on them. And I also use the lava rock, which causes some damage as mobs try to cross over it, but it doesn't keep pillagers out completely. They can overrun that and end up in your village anyway. So let's just take a quick look at this village. We're not going to spend too much time here. I just want to show what's going on, and you get a good look at the entire village from up here. You can see it spreads from that end down there all the way over there, and even some up the hill. It's entirely indefensible space. It's not an enviable task if you try to defend against a pillager raid, which is one of the things I enjoy doing most in Minecraft. There's an armored horse and two villagers that have no way to get back in, so I'm going to let them back in. Hopefully I can lead them. There they come. And they'll go to sleep. Okay, so here's the rest of the village. You can see golems everywhere. I love that. They help protect. There's a little gardening area there that I've started in the water, which is one of my favorite farming things to do because it's easier to make XP that way. I've added beds without the enclosure in here. And you can see the poor golem is walking on the lava rocks getting hurt. So let's go patch him up. Alright. Now that we've seen this village that is still a work in progress, let's go look at one of the villages I made that's already in its end state. I don't like running at nighttime because of the danger, especially in the wooded areas with skeletons and other mobs like zombies. I can hear one shooting at me now. And let's head back. Oh, I'm getting shot by a skeleton in the back. So let's make our way back to this other village that I spent quite a few days on upgrading, all for naught. And I'll explain when you see it. To the right, you can see the illuminated areas appearing on the map. Those are my torches. And you can see now my village appearing in the distance. Well lit. perhaps a little too well lit. One of the first things you see with this village is this long, ridiculous stretch of farming that always makes my friend laugh. But I can tell you that it's a great XP farm in the sense that it's simple to build, and it'll give you about 6 levels. If you're at level 27 and you need to get up over level 30, it'll take you from 27 or 28 to about 33 after you're done selling all the vegetables to the villagers. There it is. You can see potatoes, carrots, and wheat. One of my dogs, my wolves sitting there. I just recently added these beehives. I'm making a bunch of honey and I don't know what to do with it. Or rather, I don't know how to use it yet. I haven't figured that out. Here is one of the llamas with a chest, and the village always leave their doors open. And you can tell my telltale sign, signature, ugly container style structures here. It's becoming daylight soon, so the villagers will be up. There you can see one of the banners. I've had a pillager raid. And I want to show how big and sprawling this village is, because it's kind of ridiculous. Let's go up here. I've made a good vantage point up here so we can see the whole village all at once. So, as you can see, I got crazy with the copper because I had way too much of it and nothing to do. I put up some fences to keep the villagers in. I put up some fences over there to keep the mobs out. Some fences up there to keep the mobs out. And so on. There's some more vegetable farming. And you can get a nice shot of the vegetable farming over here. So again, that's about six levels of XP. In your higher levels, when you need to enchant items, it's a good way to get the XP quickly. You can tell which were the nice, beautiful, original buildings in the village, like that one. And you can tell the ugly rectangular ones that I added later, like those, and the copper ones there, square and rectangular. But there's an original, there's an original, and here's the original right there. All the rest has been added. All of the rest are populated. I even added some rooms into the environment, into the sides of the dirt caves. I excavated the caves myself. I made an extra fountain there. You can see an extra fountain there. And it works pretty well. Tons of golems. I've got horses with armor, beehives everywhere. But one of the failures of my creation here is that I thought it was secure. I put fencing around the entire village. I secured everywhere to make sure that the villagers couldn't get out and that mobs could not get in. But to my great surprise, when I initiated a raid, the pillagers actually spawned right here on this green patch in the middle of my village, which I thought was very unsporting by Minecraft. I thought they would have them appear in my garden down here or somewhere outside of the fenced area, but no. They spawned in the middle, and it was a tremendous battle between them and the golems, and I ended up dying once. I got most of my XP back, as you can see. But it was, a great surprise because every single wave, I think there were 4 or 5 waves, I can't remember, but every single wave spawned in that one section over there, right in the middle of the village. So it was very unfortunate. Here is one of my prized possessions. You can see it right there. It doesn't spawn very often, but during thunderstorms you can get the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the skeletons on the skeleton horses, and I've tamed one there. More llamas. llamas, horses, 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 horses. And as some of you who've seen my other videos know, I'm a fond of the berries as a natural barrier to mobs. So I've got the fence going plus the berries for security. And I also had envisioned that Minecraft would have mobs and pillagers spawn outside my village up here and possibly fall into the village. So I erected this fence and more berries. And of course, that was an utter failure because, again, they spawned inside my village and caused a lot of damage. The mobs do not spawn inside because the torches are lighting the area, so that's fine. It's just that the pillager raids spawn inside, and that's a drag. Here's one of my cats to keep out roaming creepers, and you can get a good look at the village from over here. Beehive down there. Looks like I need to drain the honey. And I've deforested the area pretty well. Because you know you need a lot of lumber to make doors and fences and sticks and whatnot. So I deforested most of the area to the left of the village, and you can see that I've oh, there's one of my bees, and the beehive is full of honey. You can see that I deforested all of that and replaced it with jungle trees on the shoreline and spruce trees. All of these are planted by me. None of this was original. I made the whole area bare and then replanted after I collected the wood. So not bad. If I ever need to replenish my wood stockpiles, I can come here and chop them down again and then replant. If you happen to be a newbie like I was not so long ago, I discovered that you can use wood in your furnaces. You don't need coal as the sole fuel source to have fires in your furnaces. You can use logs and planks and sticks, but I did not know that. For the longest time I thought only coal was acceptable. Coal is probably the best fuel that you can use because it lasts longer and it doesn't burn through quickly like wood does. But you can use wood if you're stuck in a pinch and you haven't gone exploring or excavating for coal. So that's it. I have another village that I will take you to go see in the next episode, and maybe a little bit of exploration by boat, which always gets me in trouble because I never mark down my coordinates, so I don't know where I'm going. One thing that was interesting was one time I came up here and I looked out onto this viewing deck, and in the horizon, very far away, was this thing standing up straight. And I thought at first it was just one of the octopuses swimming around or something. So I took my telescope and I looked out in the horizon, and it turns out it was one of my villagers. he got out there several hundred blocks away. So I don't know how he got out that far, and I thought that the game always had them return, but no, he had wandered out there in the middle of nowhere in the ocean, and I had to get in my boats, one of my boats, and bring him back. So I don't know how he did that. If any of you have an answer to that, how he got out that far, please let me know, because I'm always interested in hearing what more experienced players have to say. Here's one of the gatherings at the fountain. You can see the great number of villagers I have here. Let's go take a look at the other fountain and see. There's another one. This one's not quite as popular as the other one, but you can see there's quite a few villagers here. So, oh, the last thing I'll show is I started to run out of room for these structures that I made, these residences and houses that I made. So, since I was running out of room, I thought let's go excavate into the sides of the mountains or the hills, and we'll put beds in these little makeshift areas. There's one of my cats. So you can see each one is a small little room that has enough for 2 beds and 2 villagers to sleep in. Those are not full. All of the little houses are full. I think only a handful of villagers are left over that need space to live, so they come in here and sleep. But yeah, I ran out of room, and it was necessary to make extra bed space for them. So that's where they sleep. All right, that's it. It's gonna be. I didn't put beds in this one. And for those of you who want to get rid of the rust on the copper or the decay on the copper, you just use an axe and you right-click it, and it gets back to shiny. It also works with. I've heard it works with honeycomb or honey, but I still haven't figured out how to do that yet, and I haven't used it yet to prevent the oxidation of the copper blocks. But I will. It's not a high priority, but it's another thing I need to learn in this game. Thanks for watching.